Howdy y'all, Manny here. So yesterday, Rappa got announced. She officially got drip marketed, and we now have another Galaxy Ranger, which in my opinion is incredibly interesting because this one came out of left field, and we don't really have a reason to know of this character. However, I might have a theory that they are from Punklorde, in particular because of how their design looks eerily similar to that of Silverwolf, and I will explain that a little bit further down in the video. I also do want to apologize if my voice sounds a little bit dead, because I just woke up and I spent the remainder of last night when I was awake looking into things and diving a little bit deeper than I probably should into the theory, but I am very excited with my findings and I do wish to share them with all of y'all. To start things off, I kind of want to look over at the visuals of these characters, because after all, you know, this is all that we have to guide ourselves from, apart from potentially some few lines of lore that we will dive deeper into a little bit later down in the video. But that being said, right, like, just kind of look at them side to side. One of the main things that we see is the fact that we have very similar looking outfits in the way that they are dressed. They have a jacket, a crop top shirt, they have these very short shorts, the midriff outfit, these sort of fishnet looking socks, as well as gloves. It might not look like it, but Silverwolf does have one sleeve exposed while the other one isn't, because yes, one of her sleeves is actually like a gray looking very tight arm thing. I'm not sure what those are called, but that is where she accesses like her whole like hacking devices. So as such, it looks like they give off similar sort of like vibes, right? But what would push this theory of mine to be even more, I guess, believable? I'm not really sure what to like. Just to give it more credit, right? Look at the background in Rappa's splash art, or better said, not splash art, but like, you know, the announcement art. Something that we see immediately in the background is a lot of graffiti. Like, literally, it's just a sort of streetwear, like, model kind of design. I'm sorry, I'm like struggling to like find words, but it just looks like there is a lot of paint. It reminds me to a certain extent of Splatoon. So just like a rebel character kind of doing their own thing, which is honestly kind of nice. But yeah, the main reason as to why I am mentioning the graffiti in particular is because the very first event we had with Silverwolf was revolving around graffitis. And we know that she kind of likes to leave these sort of like signature signs of like, hey, I was here, by like spray painting her face or things of the sort. And this would be in line with what Rappa is doing. So in that sense, I very much like that. Also, one of the things that kind of just like grabbed my eye into this is the fact that they mention how she has, you know, she's attributing everything to the world of ninjutsu in quotation marks, and I feel like that essentially is the confirmation from Poyoverse in saying, yeah, she does ninjutsu, but, you know, quote unquote ninjutsu, what like she assumes ninjutsu might be, but it's probably not. So as such, it just seems like she's very into this sort of like ninjutsu, right? And she's going to be enjoying all these things a lot. As a matter of fact, heck, going back into the Silverwolf comparison, she is so immersed into the ninja world that she kind of has made that be one of her defining traits, and she's thriving with it, which is absolutely awesome. Likewise, we have Silverwolf, a gamer that essentially popped off with all of her gaming and hacking, that she ended up in the Stellaroid Hunters. So as such, it just seems incredibly cool. Okay, so moving on to lore. This is purely just speculation. I want to clarify that, so everything I say do take it with a grain of salt, and just know that I might be paranoid about these things, because ever since the reveal that the Trailblaze time item, the one that allows us to get extra technique points that get instantly consumed, has a flavor text of this could be a compass, or like this could be a clock or a compass. You can't really tell, and it's like, that got a huge payoff a whole year later. Likewise, there's also the whole Silverwolf message that reveals Opal is a child a long time ago. So yeah, again, I might be paranoid, I might be overanalyzing things, but to be fair, they are feeding into my enjoyment, because I love overanalyzing. That being said, I am yapping perhaps a bit too much, so let us move on to actually explaining why I believe this. And the reason is because in Silverwolf's character story 4, the very last one that you unlock, there is mention that a certain Punklorde resident called Stoneblade was able to join the Galaxy Rangers, and he left. Now, mind you, they confirm in the messages, like in the text, that it is a he. So you might be wondering why I am bringing this up when, you know, Rappa is clearly mentioned as a girl within these texts. Well, it's quite simple. If we actually look a little bit deeper into that specific line of text, recalling Stoneblade, the next paragraph says, his lover, Twinsnake, a celebrity in the Oasis Zone. So, you know, we got the celebrity status that could actually come in with a whole rapper motif. And just know that, you know, Punklorde may be the city of gamers and hackers, but there's definitely other genres there that probably people enjoy as leisure. I'm pretty sure that anime would probably be somewhere deep within it, and if there's anime, there's probably a Naruto, and that might have been the, you know, reference and inspiration for this character, given the whole, like, the ninja way. So that is kind of like the idea behind it. It's just like, we have a former Galaxy Rangers lover that left with this new made Galaxy Ranger and went into this adventure. Now, mind you, Stoneblade at the moment of the story that we're in is currently dead, but they never mention anything regarding Twinsnake. The only thing we really know is that her whereabouts are disputed. Nobody really knows where she went, which would be aligned with the fact that the Galaxy Ranger soul disappeared out of nowhere and nobody knew where to actually find them anymore. So, to a certain extent, that really does match up with those descriptions. And now, kind of to just do one last segment, and this is more than anything the flavor design of this character, purely on like these little bits of information that I'm really enjoying. I'm not sure why, but just like on top of having this like rapper motif, you know who it also reminds me of a lot? Roxy, the gym leader from Pokemon Black and White 2. And like, again, maybe this is just me overanalyzing things, but legitimately, it looks like she would be a poison type leader within, you know, a Pokemon game. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because, you know, this kind of poison aesthetics behind her does fit the narrative of her, you know, name being Twinsnake. And heck, maybe, again, this is just overanalyzing things, but her cap, at first, I looked at her hat, right? And I was like, oh, those look like little Oni horns. That's really cool. But then I'm also looking at it now that I'm, again, overanalyzing everything. And I'm just like, could those be snake fangs? You know, kind of just like threatening little stabby things. It's probably wrong, but that's just kind of like the vibe that I got there. I'm just like, I kind of like it. I vibe with it. I'm a big fan of it. So I'm really hoping. I'm very much hoping now that this theory ends up being right. If not, that's perfectly fine. And I still do want to dive deep into this new character's lore the moment that they release, because so far their lores have been really, really cool for the Galaxy Rangers. We have the Galaxy Ranger that was Acheron that ended up not being a Galaxy Ranger. we have Izumo, we had his name is escaping me, but the former Astral Express member, Tiernan. So absolutely incredible. We had boothill, which has been horrifying, but at the same time, it has made the world building incredibly cool. And now this new character's here, which is completely out of left because she looks so happy, but just wait for her to have like one of the most traumatic backstories in the past, which I think would be fitting, especially with like everything that happened with Dr. Primitive. I'm not sure, I'm just concerned, that's all I'm saying. Like, this character looks very happy, which yeah, look, I read Gwenifen's lore, I read Jiaoqiu's lore, I read a lot of lore, and everybody has trauma. So yeah, my theory is her trauma is her lover died because Galaxy Rangers shenanigans. Anyways, I'm yapping a bit too much. I'm overextending this last segment probably more than what it should be. So let's wrap this video. I want to say real quick, thanks to each and every single one of you guys, both viewers and subscribers alike, because you guys have been amazing throughout these past few videos with the whole jiaoqiu video, the new support meta video, the Xianzhou shackling prison video, as well as the super break video. They've been a lot of fun to make, and they've been an absolute delight to be able to talk with you guys about all of these topics, especially in the comment sections. It has been quite a treat, and I have been having a lot of fun being able to interact with each and every single one of you all. I do try to reply to the comments, so if I do reply a little bit late, I apologize. That being said, I also want to say just thank you for the sheer amount of subscribers that we have been getting as of recently. We are on our way to 3,000, and you guys have blown my expectations and mine massively. For context, back in January, like the 31st of January, I was sitting at 200 subscribers, and we are reaching 15 times that amount within what, like 7 months, which is absolutely insane and crazy. For context, my goal for, like, based on the growth that we were getting, was to get to 3,000 by the 8-month mark, and we're gonna potentially get it very close after the 7-month mark. So y'all just are absolutely wild, and I would like to invite any new viewers to subscribe if you guys have the chance. It's free, it only takes a second. I'm not sure if you can hear my dog in the background, but he's like doing noises because I'm not giving him attention. But yeah, no, like, I really appreciate you guys for being here. I'm very grateful. I'm having so much fun making these videos, and I'm hoping you all are having as much fun being able to discuss about these things alongside each other or with me or wherever. Just these kind of videos have been making me happy, and I'm hoping that y'all are having a wonderful time. I didn't really prepare for this part. So like, I'm sorry if I'm like dragging it on a bit too much, but yeah, I mean, words. I also kind of forgot my spiel, but yeah, like, if you subscribe, it's free, it only takes a second. You can always unsubscribe if you ever feel like you don't want to, yada yada yada. Yeah. I'm currently working on a new video. I'm currently also looking into details regarding jiaoqiu and March 7th, which I'm not gonna make a video on them yet until the war dance is over, because there might be a bit more lore implications coming up regarding them that I definitely want to collect for a future perfectly designed video. In particular, jiaoqiu, because he has been legitimately one of my favorite characters so far. Again, I am yapping a bit too much, but yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll have a wonderful day, night, morning, whatever time zone applies to you, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye. Also, real quick, before this video ends and before I forget, I want to give a quick shout out to Shiro Matsunoki, because they reminded me about the whole Silverwolf knowing somebody from Punklorde that became a Galaxy Ranger, and that sort of sparked further this deep dive, because I had completely forgotten about that until he mentioned it to me. So yeah, like, big shout out to him. Go check him out. He's absolutely great. I loved his video analysis on characters within Star Rail.